The alien girl arrived at the human outpost just before artificial night cycle began. The metal doors opened with a slow hiss, and cold air rolled inside the docking bay. Two human guards stood ready, but they did not raise their weapons. They had been told someone important was coming, someone fragile. She stepped forward, small and shaking. Her skin was pale blue, faintly glowing under the lights. Her eyes were large, dark, and wet with fear. Thin hands clutched the fabric wrapped around her body. She looked around as if expecting pain to fall from the ceiling. I, I didn't know humans felt like this, she whispered, her voice breaking. The humans exchanged looks. They did not understand what she meant yet. Captain Aaron Hale stood a few steps ahead. He was not a tall man, but he carried himself with quiet strength. His face was tired, marked by years of service on the edge of space. He slowly removed his helmet and set it aside, making sure she could see his face clearly. "You're safe here," he said gently. "No one will hurt you." The alien girl flinched when he spoke, as if words themselves were weapons. Her people had taught her that human voices carried threats. Still, his tone was calm, almost warm. She shook harder. Aaron noticed immediately. He took one step back, giving her space. "It's okay," he said. "We won't touch you unless you ask." That confused her even more. On her world, authority meant control. Those who were powerful took what they wanted. She had been sent here believing humans were the same, only worse. Hunters, destroyers, creatures without mercy. But the human captain did not order her to kneel. He did not restrain her. He simply waited. After a long moment, she took a small step forward on her own. "My name is Sierra," she said. "I'm Captain Hale," he replied. "Welcome to Outpost K-17." She looked around. The outpost was not grand. The walls were worn, the lights dim. Humans moved through the halls carrying tools, food containers, medical kits. No one stared at her with hunger or anger. Some looked curious, others looked concerned. No one looked cruel, she didn't understand it. They guided her to a quiet room, warm and softly lit. A human medic waited inside, hands visible, movement slow. Sierra's breathing grew fast again when the door closed. Aaron stayed near the entrance. "We'll just check if you're injured," the medic said. Sierra backed away until her back touched the wall. Her heart pounded painfully. She remembered the stories. Humans experimented on other species. Humans enjoyed suffering. Humans felt nothing. But when the medic saw her fear, she stopped moving. "We can wait," the medic said. No one rushed her. Minutes passed. Then more. For the first time in her life, Sierra realized something strange. Humans were uncomfortable too. The medic's hands trembled slightly. Aaron's jaw was tight. They were worried about doing the wrong thing. They were feeling something. Slowly, Sierra nodded. The check was gentle, no sharp tools, no restraints. When it was over, the medic wrapped a thermal blanket around Sierra's shoulders. Warmth spread through her body. She gasped softly. Her people did not use warmth this way. Touch was only for command or punishment. Comfort was considered wasteful. Tears filled her eyes. "I didn't know," she whispered again. "I didn't know humans felt like this." Aaron heard it clearly this time. "What do you mean?" he asked. She struggled to explain. "The warmth, the care, you feel concern, you feel pain for others." Aaron said nothing. He only nodded. That night, Sierra was given a small room, not a cell, a room. There was a bed, soft and clean. Food was placed nearby, and then the humans left her alone. She did not sleep. She sat on the bed, shaking, touching the blanket again and again. It was not just physical warmth that confused her. It was emotional weight. She could feel the humans through the walls, their exhaustion, their hope, their quiet fear of what tomorrow might bring. Her species did not allow such feelings. They believed emotions weakened the mind. Yet these humans survived on the edge of space. The next days passed slowly. Sierra watched. She watched humans argue, then apologize. She watched them share food when supplies were low. She watched a young engineer cry quietly after receiving news from home, and another human sit beside him without speaking. No one mocked weakness. That shocked her more than anything. Aaron spoke with her often. He answered her questions honestly. When he did not know something, he said so. She learned that humans felt fear every day. They felt loss. They felt love. And still they stood between danger and others. One cycle, alarms echoed through the outpost. Sierra froze, memories of raids flooding her mind. Humans moved fast, not in panic but in purpose. Soldiers ran to stations. Medics prepared stretchers. Engineers sealed weak points. Aaron stopped by Sierra's room. "Stay here," he said. "You're safe." "But you are not," she said, confused. He gave a small smile. "That's our job." The outpost shook as distant weapons fire echoed in space. Sierra curled into herself, heart racing. She could feel the humans' fear now, sharp and heavy, but beneath it was something stronger. Resolve. They were scared. They stayed anyway. Hours later, the attack ended. Damage was light. No civilians harmed. 2 soldiers injured. Sierra watched as the injured were carried in. Humans gathered around them, speaking softly, offering support. No one celebrated survival alone. That night, Sierra finally slept. In her dreams, she did not see monsters. She saw humans standing in the dark, holding lights. When she woke, she understood something her people never taught her. Humans felt deeply, and because of that, they endured. But far beyond the outpost, unseen eyes watched. Ships adjusted course. The alien girl had arrived shaking, and the galaxy was about to learn what human feelings truly meant. The days after the first attack did not return to normal. The outpost still worked, still breathed, but something heavy hung in the air. Humans spoke more quietly. Patrols increased. Ships came and went with greater urgency. Sierra noticed everything. She had stopped shaking all the time, but fear still lived inside her like a shadow. Now it mixed with something new, concern, not just for herself, but for the humans around her. She did not understand when that change had happened. She spent more time outside her room now. Humans did not force her to stay hidden. They allowed her to walk the halls, to sit in the common area, to watch stars through the reinforced glass. Some humans greeted her with smiles, others only nodded. None treated her like an object. That still felt unreal. One evening she sat near the observation window. Stars drifted slowly past. Aaron stood nearby, reviewing reports on a handheld screen. His shoulders were tense. "Another patrol lost?" Sierra asked softly. He looked up, surprised she knew the signs. Then he nodded. "No signal, we'll keep searching." On her world, lost units were erased from records. Weakness was not mourned. Here, loss weighed on every face. "Why do you keep searching?" she asked. "Even when the chances are small." Aaron considered the question. "Because someone out there might still be alive, and because even if they're not, they deserve to be found." That answer settled deep inside her. Later that cycle, Sierra asked permission to help. She did not know how she could, but she wanted to do something. The humans hesitated, not because they did not trust her, but because they feared for her safety. In the end, they allowed her to assist in translation and data analysis. Her species had advanced sensory processing. She could detect patterns humans sometimes missed. Working beside them changed everything. She saw how tired they were, how often they pushed through pain, how many mistakes they feared making, not for themselves but for others. She learned about Earth, about wars humans regretted, about lessons learned the hard way, about promises never to repeat certain horrors. Her people believed humans were proud of destruction. The truth was far more complicated. One day, a damaged ship limped into the docking bay. It was not human. Sierra froze when she recognized the markings. Her people. Alarms sounded. Weapons locked on target. Soldiers moved into position. Sierra's chest tightened painfully. She knew why the ship was here. She had been sent as a test. Her reactions, her survival, her adjustment, all of it was being observed. If humans proved cruel, her species would justify future conflict. If humans proved weak, they would be erased. The ship sent a transmission. "We request the return of our asset. The word made Sierra's hands shake. Aaron stood firm. "She is not property, she is under our protection." Silence followed. Then the reply came colder. "Protection is irrelevant. She carries classified knowledge. Return her or face consequences." Sierra felt something tear inside her. This was the moment she had feared and expected. Her people would not negotiate. They never did. She stepped forward. "I need to speak," she said. Aaron turned sharply. "Sierra, no, this is dangerous." "I know," she replied, "but this is my responsibility." Humans argued briefly, then reluctantly allowed her to speak, monitored and shielded. The channel opened. Her people's leader appeared on the screen. Tall, calm, eyes empty of warmth. "You are compromised," the leader said. "You have experienced contamination," Sierra swallowed. "I have experienced truth." The leader's gaze hardened. "Humans manipulate emotion. They weaken reason." "They feel," Sierra said, "and because they feel, they protect." Laughter echoed from the other side. "Protection is inefficient." Sierra remembered the outpost shaking. "Humans bleeding, humans standing anyway." "Maybe," she said, "but it works." The leader's tone sharpened. "You will return, or you will be erased." Aaron's jaw tightened. He prepared to cut the channel. Sierra spoke quickly. "If you attack them, I will share everything I know about our technology, our tactics, our weaknesses." Silence. That threat was real and terrifying. The leader stared at her. "You would betray your species." Sierra's voice trembled, but she did not stop. "You betrayed me first. You sent me to be broken. They treated me like a person." The channel closed without response. The ship did not fire, it retreated. Relief washed through the outpost, but it was not joy. Humans knew this was only a pause. That night Sierra sat alone, overwhelmed. She had crossed a line that could never be uncrossed. Aaron found her there. "You didn't have to do that," he said quietly. "Yes," she replied. "I did." Tears slid down her face. "I'm afraid." He sat beside her, not touching. "So are we." She looked at him. "Then why do you keep standing?" He thought for a long moment. "Because if we don't, someone else will fall." That answer broke something open inside her. Weeks passed. Tension grew. Scouts reported movement. Alliances shifted. War felt closer with every cycle. Sierra trained with humans now, not as a soldier but as an observer and advisor. She learned human combat doctrine, not built on domination but on defense, coordination, sacrifice. She saw how humans protected even non-combatants, how they adjusted plans to reduce harm, how they argued over ethics even while preparing for battle. Her people would have laughed at such weakness, yet Sierra had never felt safer. One evening, the outpost received a distress signal. A civilian transport, non-human, under attack. Resources were low. Sending aid would leave the outpost exposed. The command staff debated. Sierra listened silently. Finally, Aaron spoke. "We helped them." Others nodded, some reluctantly. Sierra's breath caught. "They are not human." Aaron met her gaze. "That doesn't matter." The rescue was brutal. Humans took damage. One ship barely made it back, but the civilians were saved. Among them were species who once feared humans deeply. They wept in gratitude. Sierra watched, heart full and aching. Her people taught that emotions cloud judgment, but she now understood the truth. Emotion gave humans something stronger than logic alone. It gave them a reason to stand when standing made no sense. Far away, her species observed everything, and for the first time, they did not understand what they were seeing. The alien girl who arrived shaking no longer trembled from fear alone. She trembled from choice, and she had chosen humanity. The warning came without sound. No alarms screamed. No lights flashed red. Instead, every screen across Outpost K went dark at the same moment. Power did not fail, but something far worse happened. The stars outside the windows vanished, replaced by a deep artificial void. Sierra felt it before anyone spoke. Her species, technology bent space in ways humans still struggled to understand. This was not an attack meant to destroy the outpost quickly. It was meant to isolate it, to suffocate it, to force surrender. Humans reacted instantly. Backup systems came online. Emergency lights glowed soft white. Soldiers moved to stations without shouting. Engineers checked systems with focused speed. Fear was there. Sierra could feel it like a pulse through the station, but no one panicked. Aaron stood at the command table, eyes fixed on the tactical display. "They've enclosed us in a null field," he said. "No long-range communication, no jump capability." "How long can it hold?" someone asked. Aaron looked to Sierra, she swallowed. "As long as they want." Silence followed. Then a young officer spoke. "Then they'll come." "Yes," Aaron replied, "they will." Sierra's hands shook, but she did not step back. This moment had always been coming. Her people did not abandon experiments. They finished them. The first enemy ships appeared like shadows sliding through water. They did not fire immediately. They surrounded the outpost, watching. A transmission forced its way through. The same leader appeared on screen, calm, cold. "You have demonstrated unexpected resistance," the leader said. "But this ends now. Return the asset." Sierra stepped forward without being asked. "I am not an asset," she said. The leader's eyes flicked to her. "You are compromised." "Yes," Sierra replied, "by empathy." A faint movement passed through the alien ranks behind the leader. Discomfort, confusion. "You feel fear," the leader said. "You feel attachment. You are weakened." Sierra looked around at the humans beside her. Some were injured from earlier battles. Some were exhausted. All were still standing. "I am stronger than I was," she said. The leader's voice hardened. "This station will be destroyed." Aaron stepped forward. "If you attack, you will face losses you did not calculate." The leader tilted its head. "Humans overestimate themselves." Aaron did not raise his voice. "You underestimate why we fight." The transmission ended. Moments later, the first strike hit. The outpost shook violently. Metal screamed. Gravity flickered. Humans were thrown against walls, but they recovered quickly, helping each other up. Enemy boarding craft latched onto the hull. "They're coming inside," someone shouted. Aaron turned to Sierra. "You should go to the shelter." She shook her head. "No, I belong here." He hesitated only a second, then nodded. The fighting was close and chaotic. Enemy soldiers moved with perfect precision, no wasted motion, no hesitation. They did not shout. They did not react to loss. Humans did. They called warnings. They dragged wounded to safety. They shielded civilians with their own bodies. Sierra saw a human soldier take a hit meant for another. He fell, breathing hard, blood spreading across his uniform. Another human knelt beside him, hands shaking as they worked to stop the bleeding. "Stay with me," the medic whispered. "Please." The enemy advanced. Sierra moved without thinking. She stepped between them. Her species' technology responded to her neural command, projecting a defensive field. It was not meant to be used this way. It drained her strength rapidly. The enemy leader appeared again on a nearby screen. "Move aside," it ordered. "They will die for you." Sierra's vision blurred, but she stood firm. "They are dying for each other." That concept meant nothing to the enemy. Humans regrouped behind her shield. Aaron shouted orders, adjusting tactics in real time. They did not fight to win territory. They fought to protect lives. Enemy forces pushed harder. The shield cracked. Sierra cried out as pain tore through her mind. She collapsed to her knees. Aaron caught her. "Fall back," he ordered. She grabbed his arm weakly. "No, if they take me, they will never stop." Aaron looked at her, conflict burning in his eyes. She met his gaze. "Trust me." He did. Sierra opened herself fully to the outpost systems. She had never done this before. Her people forbade it. Emotional overload could damage the mind. She felt everything: human fear, human hope, human grief, human love. It was overwhelming, but it was also powerful. She sent a signal through the enemy network, not a weapon, not a virus, a message. She shared what she felt. The enemy soldiers froze mid-step. Confusion rippled through them. Some dropped their weapons, others clutched their heads. They were feeling something new. Pain not from injury but from awareness. Loss, connection, choice. The leader screamed in rage. Cut the link, but it was too late. Humans surged forward not with cruelty but with determination. They disarmed enemies who no longer understood why they were fighting. The battle slowed, then stopped. Silence fell across the outpost. Sierra collapsed completely. She woke days later. The room was quiet, warm. Human voices murmured softly nearby. Aaron sat beside her bed, eyes red from lack of sleep. "You scared us," he said. She smiled weakly. "I felt that." He laughed softly, then grew serious. The enemy fleet retreated. Some of them surrendered. Sierra's eyes widened. "They felt it." "Yes," Aaron said, "and they couldn't unfeel it." News spread quickly across nearby systems. The story was not about a human victory through force. It was about an alien species encountering something they never planned for: humanity. Delegations arrived, not to threaten but to talk. Species long afraid of humans now saw them differently. Sierra became a bridge between worlds. She stayed with the outpost not because she had nowhere else to go, but because she wanted to. One evening she stood by the observation window again. Stars moved gently past. She was not shaking. Aaron joined her. "Do you regret it?" he asked. She thought carefully. "No. I regret what I was taught." He nodded. She looked at her reflection in the glass. She was still alien, still different, but she was not alone. "I didn't know humans felt like this," she said softly. Aaron smiled. "Neither did we, not until we met you." Beyond the outpost, the galaxy shifted, not because humans were the strongest, but because they were the ones who felt and stood anyway.